And there we are. We are live. No, I'm not the guy with the rainbow jacket, but we are live. And today we are talking about, can you see a jackpot, a lottery jackpot? Is it possible to see that before it happens? What do you think about the people that have dreamt about winning the lottery before it's happened in real life? Because these stories happen all the time. Obviously, that's my own life story. That's one of the things that happened to me that I've spoken about quite a bit publicly on this channel and other places. But it's fascinating, and this just happened again. So let's pull this up because it happens all the time. Of course, I meet and interview people that have dreamt about it before it's happened in real life. Not everyone I meet and interview, of course, has had a dream about it before it's happened, but it does happen to some people. And we see these stories in media all the time. Speaking of, this just happened in Canada. Let me see if we can pull this up. This just happened within the last week, less than a week ago. Like this was just announced. Brampton man's lottery dream comes true as he wins more than 250,000, and I believe that's tax-free in Canada, by the way, which is quite different than the USA. But check that out. Look at that. Look how happy he looks. $250,000. Alberto A. from Brampton. And I mean, what is so incredible about this story, and this just happens all the time, is that he did dream about it before it happened. Let me see if I can pull up this quote of what exactly he said. Let's see if we have this here. But so we don't have that. All right. Well, he basically, I mean, he dreamt it before it happened. It was very, very surreal, and it's incredible. We'd love to get him on the show, but it happens all the time. What do you guys think about stories like that? What do you think? Is it just a coincidence when somebody dreams about winning the lottery and then it happens in real life? Is that a coincidence? Is that just the right place at the right time and incredibly, like, the odds are like that would happen? But it does happen. It happened to me. It happens to all kinds of people. So what do you guys think about that? I see this live chat is blowing up. We're going to be taking your questions and covering a couple of the largest, most happening lottery news stories happening from all over the world. But me and my Polish girlfriend will be the next Euro Millions winner. Pagan. Well, all right. Thanks for your comment. Tax-free in Canada and the UK. Marge White. Yes, tax-free, which is way different than the USA. That's one of the perks of playing in Canada, in the UK, apparently. We are coming onto your show tomorrow, Tim. Okay. Well, we will have the microphone ready for you. We will have it ready for you. Can you give me happy Friday? Who's coming onto the podcast next? Cart Freak, thank you for being a member of this channel. Thank you so much. I have quite a few interviews coming soon with, of course, lottery winners and people that have won various prizes. And so I will leave it at that, as well as someone that's very into manifestation who has been interviewed by Oprah Winfrey a few different times, like multiple times. He's a very successful author. It's very interesting. So watch for that coming soon. No such thing as coincidence. It's fate. Mali A. It's fate. So what do you guys think of that? Is it fate when something happens to somebody? Is it fate? Is it destiny? Is it just getting lucky? You have no control over anything that happens. Does our energy matter? Can you affect things with your energy outside of your body? That is a question that I find very interesting. And of course, the quantum physics, the quantum mechanics, what that says about it is that yes. And some of the scientists I've interviewed on this channel have said yes. And you know these major world events, some of them like 9/11, like some major earthquakes, things like that, these random number generators around the world were no longer random shortly before the events took place. That's just one example of science measuring that sort of thing. But it is so fascinating. It's so fascinating. What do you guys think about that sort of thing? Tim, I made a little comic image of me and you doing an interview in an anime style via ChatGPT as part of my visualization tools. Can't wait to show you when I win. Dizzy, wow. Yeah, AI is incredible. It's like I've said this before, but it is like a revolution. And so I wish you good luck. That if you when you win from something like that, that is going to be a heck of a story. Hannah, but play responsibly. Play responsibly. That's very, very true. Hi, Tim. I will be holding my check for your podcast one of these days very soon. It's wonderful and blessing to win. Hannah, thanks for your comment, Hannah. Uh, the subconscious mind can program your reality. Cameron, what do you guys think about the power of the subconscious mind? Because it's extremely powerful. We only use a very small percentage of, I mean, our conscious mind is like this. Our subconscious mind is like this, you know, you're sitting, you're breathing, your heart is beating, all these things are happening. You're not intentionally, consciously making them happen, but they are. So what do you guys think about the subconscious mind? Happy Friday, Timothy. I feel the FTE. Alvil, happy Friday to you. Is the live early today? I thought it said 3:30. Well, I'm not sure which time zone you're in. The Highland Girl, thanks for your comment. It's actually later. We usually do lives a little bit earlier than this, but it may have been publicly scheduled for a little later. So I think you're right. It is a little earlier than we said. No, we create by how we vibrate. So that's interesting. What do you guys think about that? About how we vibrate? I mean, literally everything is vibrating when you go down to the molecular, way beyond the molecular level, like down the quarks, like go way, way in there. Everything is vibrating that appears to be solid because everything is energy. And that's really far out to think about, but they know that. That's not a theory. It's interesting. I think it's guidance on being on the right awareness to pick up on it, says Britt. Britt, thank you for being a member of this channel. Thank you so much. I think it is wonderful. People who dreamed and won the lotto. I haven't had mine yet. I feel a big win coming. I do have dreams that come true. So Sheila L. Art, who's a member of this channel, has dreams that come true. Thank you for your comment. Have you guys ever dreamt about something before it's happened in real life? I mean, Sheila L. Art has. I have. I mean, several dreams myself, but I feel like it's sort of natural. It happens to some people. It just does. And if you haven't experienced something like that, you might be thinking, well, that's just woo-woo nonsense. That's just kind of crazy. It's wishful thinking. It's just a coincidence. You dream about something and then it happens. I don't necessarily believe that because I've had so many detailed dreams about other things in addition to the lottery that came true. And it's pretty interesting. Mindless Miami. Do you ever play scratch offs? Mindless Miami. Not very often. Not very often. Maybe once or twice a year. Usually it's like a gift. If someone gives me a scratch ticket. I don't usually play scratch tickets, but I know people do. And I know I've interviewed people that have won major prizes. Like I think the largest for a scratch ticket so far on this channel has been 10 million. But plenty of people I've interviewed that have won major prizes on scratch tickets. Woohoo! Here's the live from New Zealand. Is that New Zealand? Deb. Thank you for your comment. Someone just won 60 million on the Lotto 649 off auto pick on the OLG app. Ed. Wow, Ed. That's amazing. Let's take a look at that because it's super exciting how big for those of you that play the lottery. If you don't, that's okay. And if you do, play responsibly. But if you do, I mean, there's some exciting things happening all over the world right now. 80 million is Lotto Max. And people in Canada that play the lottery are super excited about that because it's super high. And that's tax-free in Canada. A lot of people are very excited about it. Think of what you could do with 80 million tax-free. And then the Euro Millions, we're going to get to the Powerball and the Mega Millions in the USA in just a second. But the Euro Millions is a massive, and this is tax-free for a lot of people too, depending on where you play, 124 million. 124 million. that looks like that's euros. So that's incredible. Think about that. What would you do? What will you do if you win that much? If you win a jackpot like that, other than come on to this podcast, because you are going to be welcome, and we can keep you anonymous if you wish. And if you want to come on publicly, that's fine too. That's all the better. Or in a costume. I think subconsciously we become in alignment with our dreams, and where the thoughts go, the energy flows. Becca Hoffman. Becca, thanks for your comment, Becca. Where the thoughts go, the energy flows. I had a dream that I won 51 million. It was given to me a large bags. I'm celebrating already. Vince, I love that. There's 51 million reasons to love that dream. Good evening, Tim and everyone. What do you think of winners who lost everything with bad choices? Bruno M, thank you so much for your question. So what do you think of, so mostly on this channel and this show, we focus on positive stories. But you know, we see these horror stories once in a while happen with people. And I have a few thoughts on this. One is that, you know, I think everyone is different. There's different situations, different scenarios, they may be different cultures, and the amount that you win is different. But so I can't speak to any one person, but I do want to say that there is this, because I've been writing this book about my own experience and about my advice for people that play the lottery, my advice if you win the lottery, and just a lot of details that I don't generally talk about on this channel or in public. And it's really, really interesting. One thing that I have discovered is that this notion that 70 to 80 to 90% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. People believe this. It's like this wives' tale that even credible, educated people continue to say this. But where is the evidence that this has happened? Because really, it's a fallacy, and it's not true. It's true with some people. It's true that some people that have made headlines, but it's not true that percentage of people that go broke within 5 years. The only evidence that I've actually found on the topic says the opposite. I mean, other than most of the people in the way that I've met and interviewed. So I have the anecdotal evidence. I have my own experience. So I have all those. But where's the evidence that 80 to 90% of people go broke? And I haven't found it. And the only studies and research that I've actually found, other than the people that I've met and interviewed, it's the opposite. So, you know, I found that in 2004, for example, there's some Swedish lottery winners. This is a study from 2004 where they actually grew their wealth. And then there's one from state surveys in the United States from states where 70% of lottery winners still had significant amounts of money in 5 years. There's one from 2018 where lottery winners were less likely to declare bankruptcy than someone that hadn't won the lottery. So the real research, the real evidence is much more hopeful and much more optimistic than what we are led to believe from our culture. So that's what I believe. Hey, Tim, do you ever think about what you might be doing right now if you hadn't won the lottery? What do you think that is? Free blessings. That's a great question. Thank you so much for your question. What would I be doing? I would be doing something in the entertainment industry, perhaps in journalism or something creative, probably interviewing people. But would it be my own thing on YouTube? Would it be my own podcast? Would it be my own show? Maybe, but I just don't know, because I've lived, I think, more of my life being a lottery winner than not being a lottery winner at this point. But it's an excellent question. Kristen Smith, what are some of the other things that you have? I dreamt that you have. So we're talking about dreaming about something before it happens in real life. I dreamt about then became it's real. So I think you're asking, what have you dreamt about that's happened in real life other than the lottery? And all kinds of things, like situations, people, like I've spoken publicly about quite a few of them on this channel. One, for example, I was a journalism student and someone kept stealing my newspapers. So I dreamt about someone because I needed the newspapers for homework, for these assignments. And every day it wasn't in the driveway of this where I was living at the time. And so I was just really upset about it. And I asked the universe, whether you call it God, whether you call it the quantum field, the all that is, whatever your terminology for it, I call it God, but whatever you want to call it, for help, to help stop this happening, for clarity, to help stop this happening. And I did this. And then I had this very real dream where I saw this person coming up to the newspaper about to take it. And it was so real that I woke up like hours before I would normally wake up. And I went outside, the sun was coming up, and I saw this, and there was this kid, like this teenager coming up, and he was gonna grab the newspaper. So I just looked at him and gave him, a not so nice look, but he never took the paper again. So things like that. Matthew Barnes, good day, Tim. Thanks for being here today. Much appreciated. Your show rocks. Matthew Barnes, thank you. Thank you so much. Good day to you. Appreciate your support. I dreamed that a friend of my mother was pregnant. She took the test, and I even got the baby's gender right. AC. AC, that's amazing. Sounds like you are really in tune, AC. Thanks for sharing that. Tim, your thoughts on online website like Lotto Land, Lotto 247 to play lottery from India? Umesh, thank you for your question. I'm not completely, I've heard of those two places, but I'm not completely familiar. So I don't want to comment on that without doing more research, but I will look into that. In fact, I'm going to write it down right now. So I will look into that and hopefully have an answer next time. Thank you so much. My husband and I had a sign the night before in the day of going to the casino, and we hit the jackpot. It wasn't a crazy big amount, but still an awesome manifestation. So what was the sign, Carrie? You had a sign before you won this, like a synchronicity or something happened what was that? How do we contact you once we win? Troy S. There is an email address on the about page of this YouTube channel. You can also find that on my website. But basically, you can email my team, email them, and for consideration to be on the show. And that's how you get in touch. You email them. Dizzy. People that win the Euro lottery are the real ballers. Always been jealous. It's all tax free. Well, a lot of the lotteries in Europe and different places around there are tax-free. Not all of them. Spain, you're taxed in Spain, for example, but a lot of places you are. It's amazing. I'm building a dairy farm with my lottery winnings. Well, the Lego starter is building a dairy farm. You have to love that. Love and luck to all. Ricky, thank you for being a member, Ricky. Tim, huge fan. Do you believe in the lottery curse? Calvin Porter. Well, we addressed this a few minutes ago. And so I guess my answer to that is no, I do not. I do think that some people have more of a difficult time than others. I don't think it's a black or white situation. I don't think it's a curse or a blessing. I think it depends on who you are. It depends how much you win. It depends on, a lot of factors, like who you are as a person, because I've found that oftentimes it magnifies who you already are on the inside. I'm going to have an interview with you, Timothy. That is what I'm going to do. GP. I look forward to it, GP. Euro jackpot, 120 million euros tonight. That is an incredibly high jackpot. Joshua Lane. Wow, I can't believe I finally caught you live, Tim. Good luck, everyone that's playing the Mega Millions tonight. Joshua Lane, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad that you caught this live. Let's take a look at the Mega Millions since you brought that up. Because we all know, well, many of us know that they changed the rules recently. So for a single ticket, it's now $5 per ticket The odds are slightly better than they used to be. The mega players automatically added, and the starting jackpot's 50 million. But one of the results, the consequences of them changing these rules is that the jackpot goes up, I think, it seems like, way quicker. And that's kind of what I expected. And today, right today, what is today? May 9th, it's 100 million with the cash lump sum 45.3 million. So 100 million. And if you are playing that, Joshua Lane, I wish you good luck. Wish you good luck. Why do you think lottery winners try investing by themselves with no team? Calvin, I don't think most lottery winners do that. So I guess that's my answer. For anyone that does do that, hopefully they have a background and they're educated in doing that and have experience doing that, because most people do not. So henceforth, I mean, not henceforth, but like if you win the lottery, the chances are you're probably not going to have that experience. So it's better to get people to help you behind the scenes. It's a lot different than just putting money in a savings or checking account. It's way different. How many people have you interviewed that listened to Mark Houghton or was in his school? Dizzy, thanks for your comment. I don't know offhand how many people, but there have been a few very inspiring stories. He's very interesting, and he's very much into quantum mechanics and quantum physics, and he's won a number of lottery prizes, and he has this manifestation school on Facebook. So, and I belong to it. I am checking it out, and it's very, very interesting. There's so many inspiring people in there. Media loves bad news and negativity. CG. That is, I think, true. When I was in journalism school, one of the things I learned was that if it bleeds, it leads, meaning that, you know, the craziest stories out there that will get your attention is what leads, even though, you know, really, if you look at, in my opinion, like the whole world as a whole, there's all these positive things happening out there, but you wouldn't know that by looking at the news. And I personally look at the news. I find it interesting. I love the news. I was a journalism major. I studied broadcast news. I love the news. I find it interesting. I want to be informed in what's happening, but I also look at it critically, and I look at the source. I look at, you know, who is their audience? Who is their demographic? Who are they trying to cater to? And things like that. And when it comes to positive and negative, I think if you just look at the negative stories all the time, it's really easy to have your perception sort of warped, I think. I try not to do that. On the other hand, you do to, for sure. BB's fantastic. I'm not sure. I think I missed the first part of that, but thank you. Did you play all 3 months before you won? I'm Lotto Max Jackpot winner 2025. Yes, I did. I had this dream about winning, and I played pretty consistently after that dream. Pretty consistently. Usually one ticket at a time, though. One ticket, because I've always believed, and I still believe to this day, that it only takes one ticket for a chance. There's no reason to go out and spend $100 or euros or anything else on all these tickets when you're talking about these major games, because it only takes one for a chance. And why hurt yourself financially to play? Because you're not really increasing your chances all that much. Just do what feels best to you. I mean, it should be a fun experience, and play responsibly. Your vulnerability today is stellar. Carrie. Well, thank you, Carrie. I think that's a compliment. Thanks, Carrie. Hi, Tim. What do you suggest a person do that desires to win the lottery jackpot? Queen Souls. Queen Souls with the 3 Z's. A person to do if they desire to win. Well, you have to buy a ticket, because if you don't buy a ticket, you have 0 chance of winning. So there's that. But then if you want to discuss manifestation and all this, which is a whole nother topic that a lot of people watching or listening today are into, not everybody, but then that's a whole nother topic that I could talk about quite a while. But I believe that, I mean, literally you do need a ticket for a chance. So there's that. Mary Bradley. I had a dream that the clerk behind the counter gave me a cash pot talk. Well, Mary. So, wow, Mary, thank you for sharing your dream. Have you guys dreamt about winning the lottery? Let me know your dream stories in this chat. I'm going to try to pull up as many as I can. Thank you so much for putting so much positivity out there about the lottery. Some people talk about the low odds, but there are a significant amount winners out there, more than just Mega and Powerball. Jackie. Well, that's very true, Jackie. It's very true. People win all kinds of prizes in addition to Mega Millions, Powerball. I've interviewed people that won Malate in Mexico, lottery prizes in Canada, Lotto Max, Euro Millions. I don't know if I've interviewed someone that's won Euro Jackpot yet, but that day is coming. That day is coming, as well as Mega Sena in Brazil. Tim, do you play for... Okay, we got to that question. Neon the Phoenix, who is a member and huge supporter of this channel. Neon the Phoenix, it's great to see you. Do you think the lottery winners who lost all their money overspending on avocado toast and coffee? Well, that is quite possible, Neon the Phoenix, because avocado toast and coffee is quite the combination. God's image. Hi, Tim. Can you guarantee my security if I win big? You are tempting me to win. God's image. So if you win big, I don't know how big you're thinking, but let's say theoretically you win hundreds of millions or over $1 billion, which I think is pretty big. If you win, I mean, it's all relative what you consider big, but let's just say you win that much money. For security, well, so if you receive a lot of publicity, like sometimes happens, especially when you get to these record-breaking jackpots, then depending on where you live, you might want to hire some private security. So I don't think it's a bad idea. Tim, have you noticed the mega jackpots are not increasing as much or as quickly as they did before the ticket price? And Jackie Coat, I have not noticed that, but we were just saying the opposite earlier, but maybe I'll look into that a little closer. I mean, if that's true, then that would be interesting. I'll look into that a little closer. Jackie Coat, thank you. I have a question. Backstory. 8 years ago, I was off by 2 numbers playing with a group, almost winning the big one. My question is, with me being that close, would that be a sign I will win soon? So you were really super close. Was that a sign? I mean, I honestly, it could be. I don't know. Some people were inspired by previous actions. I was inspired by this dream that showed me that I believed it was so real that I was going to win. Other people, it's not necessarily a dream. Something else happens in their life and it inspires them to play. Could that be the catalyst that inspires you to play? I mean, you know you better than I know you, but anything's possible. Just never spend more than you can afford to lose is very important. Never spend more than you can afford to lose and have fun. But dream big, because anything is possible. And Ricky, who is a member, says, I predicted my sister getting a car, avoiding chaos when I lost my job. I used to dream about a certain person and see them the next day. I've had several premonitions. Ricky, that is so interesting. That is so interesting. I completely relate to that. I've had many similar types of dreams. I had a dream once that I'm not going to say who, but someone was cheating on somebody else in the dream, and then that I was close to in real life. And then I found out that that was true, but I had no prior knowledge. Nothing like led me to believe that other than the dream. DP Easy. Did you manifest the lottery because you knew you were going to hit, or did you just start manifesting because of your dream? Well, I didn't know what manifestation was at all. I thought manifestation was just imagining something and then it popping into existence. I didn't really understand what manifestation was when I won the lottery. In fact, I don't think I understood it until after I started this YouTube channel. People kept telling me, you manifested your lottery jackpot. So since then, I've read several books, I've done a lot of research, and I've interviewed a lot of people on the topic, including scientists and of course many other lottery winners, many of which, not all, but many of which do believe in manifestation. So, getting back to your question, did you, did you start manifesting because of your dream? The dream inspired me. To me, the dream was so real that I knew it was going to happen, and that's how I felt about it. Whether you think that's a coincidence or not, I respect you, but that's just how I felt, and I'm just being authentic. But God's image says, "Hi, Tim. Can you?" Okay, we got to that, and I can tell that we are way behind in this chat. Can you? All right, let's try to get caught up in this chat because Mark is the man. I think you're talking about Mark Houghton. Good afternoon, Swade Knight. It's so nice to see you today. So nice to see you today. What are the other ways you would say you could win the lottery jackpot? Queen Souls. The other ways to win the lottery jackpot. So I guess I'm not completely understanding your question. The other ways you could win the lottery, well, you have to play. So we got to that. But if you're talking about manifestation, if you want to manifest something into your life, whether it's a lottery jackpot or anything else, then there are a lot of things that I think if you have a dream about something, not a literal dream necessarily, but something you want to achieve, then there's a lot of things that I think are important, such as believing, visualizing, taking action steps, and there's different ways to do that. I could go on, but that's just really skimming the surface. Have you ever met someone who didn't know they had won and was convinced that winning the lottery was impossible? Mirko J. That is such a good question. Thank you very much. Met someone that didn't know that I had won and was convinced that winning the lottery was impossible. I have, man. I remember when I was in college, I was taking a film class, and the professor was like, I don't remember the context of what the movie was that we were examining. This movie, it was a film critic type of class. And she said, who in here believes you can actually win the lottery? Like, do you actually believe that? Who believes they could, that it's even possible? And she was being really derogatory to just the notion of even winning the lottery. And I was literally the only person in the class that raised my hand. So I think that tells you something about the way some people think. They think it's not possible, but it is. I had a dream that I was holding a huge check of over 14 million and shaking some guy's hand and going to be the next millionaire. Busybody NA. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. One ticket for a chance, or as the old New York lottery would say, it only takes $1 in a dream. In my case, it's not $5 in a dream. Yeah, so the Mega Millions tickets are now $5. So it's not $5 in a dream for you, but some people are playing it because it's up to 100 million tonight. But I wish you good luck mastering the model when you are playing. Free blessings. I did dream that I was supposed to ask my wife to choose numbers, so that's what I did the very next day, and I will let you know. Okay. Well, we will to be continued there. And got mad with the very generous $1.99. We are not mad about that whatsoever. Thank you so much for the very generous super. Your support truly means the world. With a €1.99 super. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. That is so kind of you. Thank you very much. I dreamed that I won 99 million trifecta, and I'm still waiting to give birth to that. 99 million. Wow. Susie Aspen, thanks for your comment. Thanks for your comment. It's always great to see you here. They are not increasing at all. It was less than the Powerball last time. So you're saying, I think you're talking about the Mega Millions. So that if that's true, that's interesting. All right. So let's try to, and Karen Kelly says, I noticed that, Jackie, they increased by 10 million at a time. Okay. A jackpot player here on daily AI podcasts. Jackpot player here on daily. What was life like What was life during college like after you won? Z, thanks for your question. Life after college, after I won. I took I took college very, very seriously. It's something I wanted to do before I won the lottery. So I eventually went back to college, and yeah, I took it I treated it like a job, because it was a job. Because even if you win the lottery, if you're anything like me and like a lot of people, or if you retire suddenly, you come across an inheritance, say you have sudden wealth that comes into your life from one way or another. And the lottery is one way that can happen, but it can come in a lot of ways. If that happens and you suddenly retire, I mean, it sounds amazing, but what the heck are you going to do with yourself? I needed a purpose. I needed a reason to wake up in the morning and look forward to the day, like a real purpose. And so for a lot of people, they have to sort of reinvent themselves. And that's what I feel like I had to do. So for a time, I went back to college, and that was my purpose. That was my goal. That was what I wanted to achieve. And so I did that. Hopefully that answers your question. Calvin Porter, Tim, have you heard of Osman, Adam, and Vincent Charlemagne? Would you interview them? I've heard of Vincent Charlemagne. I don't know about the first person, but I will definitely look into that. And yes, I would love to interview them. Thank you very much. I'm doing all right. So we are running kind of short on time, but I'm going to try to get to all of these that I can. I'm definitely convinced that one day I will be holding that big check. Joshua, look out for Joshua Lane. Neon the Phoenix. Joshua, you have to come onto this podcast if and when that happens. You have to remember me. Neon the Phoenix. 33 thick thinkers thought thoroughly. That is a tongue twister. Neon the Phoenix with the very generous $2 super. Thank you so much, Neon the Phoenix. And for the tongue twister, you are keeping me on my toes. You're keeping this live interesting. I just got my Mega Millions tickets, TK8888. Amazing. I wish you good luck. I've not yet interviewed someone that has won the Mega Millions since the rules changed in April, but I know that's going to happen. And if that happens to you, you have to come onto this show, and we can keep you anonymous if you wish. Howdy from Toronto, Canada. I'm ready to come onto your show in disguise. I'm convinced that this will happen very soon. Net Pal, I love your energy, and you are welcome in a disguise. That's one thing we haven't done yet either. Host someone in a costume. And so we see these, especially in Jamaica and sometimes in Asia, we see people claiming these prizes wearing costumes. I think one of my favorites is this person in Jamaica that wore a Scream mask. So the movie Scream, I love all types of movies, but I especially love horror movies, thrillers, sci-fis. And there's this movie Scream that's kind of an old school movie now. It's been around for a while, but anyway, the mask, the notorious mask, someone claimed their lottery jackpot wearing that. What's the very first thing you did after winning? Queen Souls. The very first thing I did was jump up and down, and it just felt like, it just felt very, very surreal. And I just tried to gather myself. One of the first things we did actually was call an attorney, estate attorneys, and financial advisors. And they told us, hey, you should put the ticket someplace secure. So one of the first things I did was put it in a safety deposit box. So hopefully that answers your question. If telekinesis stirs within you, who's to say you couldn't nudge fate as the balls fall into place? Susie Aspen. Thanks for your comment. And it's so interesting, like the studies, the science of how our energy, how we can affect things outside of our physical bodies. I find it very, very interesting what the science is showing with that. And so, yeah, I mean, theoretically, I interviewed one scientist on here, and he said, I mean, in his opinion, that yes, you can influence things like that. So it's interesting. What do you guys think about that? I'm G&A manifest my first millions and then the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl this NFL season. Busybody NA. So we have a A Dallas fan in here. Amazing. Dallas Cowboys. I have 10 times for tonight's drawing. I'm so excited. So you have 10. Do you have 10 tickets for tonight's drawing, Susie Aspen? Or I might be misunderstanding the X there, but regardless, Susie Aspen is in it to win it, and I wish you good luck, Susie. Yes, we winning the mega tonight. Kristen Smith. Kristen. All right, Kristen. I wish you good luck too. I purchased a Mega Millions tonight, and I will be on your show. Thank you, Timothy. Margie99. I look forward to that day. Perhaps it will be tomorrow. Anything's possible. When I win millions, I'm wearing the Grinch mask. Mastering the model. Well, there is some ingenuity. The Grinch mask. I would love to interview the Grinch. I would love that. I won $10,000 in January of this year on the New York Take 5 lottery. Well, congratulations on your win. 10,000. 10,000 is 10,000. That's I mean, nothing bad about that. That's awesome. Congrats to you. Thank you so much. I will happily wear a costume to stay anonymous. Clary Sage. All right. Yes, you can manifest a thing. Luke Wellborn. Luke, thank you for being a member of this channel. And that sort of reminds me of, we've talked about it before, but the reticular activating system, which is another, when you're looking at the science of manifestation and that sort of thing, where it's, your brain filters out almost everything. And so literally it does. And there's this thing called the reticular activating system, RAS. And if you put your intention on something, you expect to see it, you're going to see it, you put it out there to the universe. Just try this experiment for yourself. I'm not making this up. This isn't like ideology. Like, it's the reticular activating system. You can look it up, but I had no idea what it was. And a few weeks ago, I learned about it. And so I tried the experiment for myself. And then I saw on a heart is what it was when I tried it, because I'm not into hearts necessarily. It's just, I was listening to this podcast, and this guest on this podcast was like, you should try it with a heart. And I was outside, like walking around, and try to see a heart in something, but not how you would expect it. It's not like you're just Googling what you want to see. Okay, I Googled a heart. There it is. It's not that. It's just expect to see it, not necessarily in the way that you expect it, but know that you're going to see it and that the universe will bring it to you in the right way. And so I did this, and then this van drove by with the word heart on it, maybe 15 or 20 minutes later. For the business of that company, the word heart was in the business name, and I was just like blown away. So it's not that things aren't already out there. It's just that our brain filters everything out. So if you want to bring it to you, then one way is with the reticular activating system, I believe. I caught your live, Tim, for the first time. Maybe that is a sign that I will win Lotto Max 80 million tonight. Well, I certainly hope so. We'd love to host you on this show, and I wish you good luck. It's about time that we interview another Lotto Max winner on this podcast. It's about time. We've had Randy Rush on here a couple times who won 50 million, but it's about time that we get someone else. So maybe it's going to be you. I mean, it's in your name. We see that. I'm a Lotto Max jackpot winner 2025. So I wish you good luck. I always get excellent parking spots, even during Christmas and times when people look hours for any space. Squalagal, thank you for your comment. That's another thing that you can do, is, I believe anyway, I've done it. I find it pretty interesting. A lot of people that are open-minded or into manifestation have tried it. Like, try to visualize and feel like what it's going to be like to get a parking spot where you want to get the parking spot. And then imagine and then believe that you're going to get that parking spot, and then see what happens. Because I think it's pretty interesting. What precise state of mind were you in before having the dream of winning? The precise state of mind before having the dream of winning. I'm actually producing a video, because I'm actually producing a new series on dreams. It's all about dreaming about the lottery and different things before it's happened in real life, because I find it especially interesting. And not only my own story, but several other people. And there's countless stories out there. So for me, the state of mind that I was in before I won, I was just really depressed and feeling down about my life and my future, with specifically having to do with finances and trajectory in life. And I went to sleep in this meditative state, completely relaxed, and just sort of let go, with the intention of getting an answer, of getting hope. And I did this, and then so that was my state of mind before I had the dream. So hopefully that answers your question. I caught your live, Tim, for the first time. Maybe that, okay, we got to that, and I definitely wish you good luck. Luke Wellborn, who is a member, RAS, so reticular activating system, intuition, ask and it is given. The spine works as an antenna. Would you broadcast what you believe? What you receive, the outside world, is an echo of accumulated beliefs. Luke, thank you for your comment. It is so, yeah, some people do say that we are like antennas. So what do you guys think about that? It's interesting. And I love all of that. So I appreciate your comment. Vince MN had so many dreams of winning. I believe it's happening soon because everything and anything is possible. Congratulations to me, Vince M. Well, yeah, Vince M. Congratulations to you. I love that. I just love your energy. Saeed. Hi, Tim. Why is it easy to know what to do with the money before winning, but suddenly you forget what to do when you hit big? Why is it easy to know what to do with the money before winning, but suddenly you forget to do when you hit big? I'm not sure, Saeed. I'm not so sure. I mean, I didn't really. So for me, before I won, the main thing I wanted to do was pay off my debt and pay off my vehicle. That was my main thing, like, for me. And so as far as forgetting what to do after you hit big, I'm not sure what you mean, really. I don't think most people do that. I think most people that win major prizes get the help of financial advisors and people to help them behind the scenes, which is what I highly recommend if you happen to win a lottery jackpot. Timothy, will you be on your show will be on your show for sure once I take the Mega Millions. God bless you. Well, God bless you as well. God bless you as well. And I look forward to it. Brooklyn is here. DJ Sugar Ray, you have to love Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn, and it's great to see you today. Okay. Is it true? It's true. When I think about things, they come to real life, but when I try Powerball, it's harder to see those numbers. AI podcasts. Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I have an interview coming up with someone, hasn't been recorded yet, but someone that successfully believes that they remote viewed lottery numbers. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think the whole topic's interesting. Vacation Cliff. Hey, Tim, my new goal is to win the new Mega Millions since the price increase. Vacation Cliff. All right. Well, I wish you good luck with that. I wish you good luck. The odds are a little better if you listen to the odds. I never listen to the odds, but they are interesting. But I wish you good luck, and we'd love to host you. Why is it? Okay, we got to that question before. Let's try to get caught up. We are running kind of short on time. Okay, hi, Tim. Hi, Tim. What has been the largest gift you have given to family or friends since the big win, if you don't mind sharing? XYTT Nathan. Well, that's a really good question. I've kept that, most of that is pretty private because I don't like to talk about other people that like other people without them and they're not here to speak for themselves. So I'll just say that I've done things for other people, and I think that's a blessing. At least for me, that feels good to help other people, but also to be financially responsible. So I think that those two things are important for me personally. If you're not the type of person that likes to help people, maybe you wouldn't do that. But a lot of lottery winners do that. Ayanda Veli, catching your live for the first time as well. And I'm coming to the podcast when I win. Cheers from the UK. Well, cheers to you. Cheers to you. It is time to get someone from the UK on this show again that has won the lottery. I've interviewed 3 people that have won Euro Millions prizes thus far. And I know it's going to be more. I know it will be. So I wish you good luck. Why didn't you start a nonprofit after winning? That's what I plan to do. You seem like a server. Why aren't you serving humanity? Queen Souls with the tough questions today. Queen Souls. That's not a tough question. I appreciate I'm being sarcastic. I appreciate your questions. Why didn't I start a nonprofit? Well, I considered it at one point, but there is a lot of red tape with nonprofits. Not like you just start a nonprofit. There's a lot that goes into it, and then there's a lot even after it's started to keep it going, because you have to do everything by the book, and it has to be legal. And so there's a lot more to it. And it didn't really make sense for my situation to be starting a nonprofit, I guess, is the short answer. It didn't really make sense for me to do that. And serving humanity. Well, I do believe that you don't need to win the lottery to help other people at all. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. You could open the door. You can give someone a compliment. I think that's very positive. I try to give people compliments. There's all kinds of ways of helping people. But I believe that one thing that I'm doing, at least publicly in this platform, is I'm intentionally producing content, most of which is very positive and inspiring. And that is my goal, is to inspire and entertain mass amounts of people, millions of people, in positive ways. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. It's one of the main reasons, in fact. So in that sense, I do feel like, and I hope that it's helping other people, because that's my intent. So thank you very much for your comment. When I win, which will be very soon, I have many manifestation stories to share. I have studied Egyptian science and all of the masters, and it's going to be a great interview, some esoteric wisdom. Luke, thank you. I love that. Thank you so much. I think the podcast is already helping loads of people. Help comes in many forms. Ayanda, thank you for your support. Ayanda, thank you very much. I hope that it is. That's one of my intents with doing this. I'm too antisocial, but I'll try to give compliments. AI podcast. It's not that hard to give a compliment. You can do it. This podcast already serves humanity. Loads of information out there, so it's helping. Well, thank you, Ayanda. Thank you very much for your support. You're awesome, Tim. You inspired me with your content, and I feel like I will be the next big lottery winner. I'm actively manifesting it. The Wealthy Soul. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I wish you good luck. And I love your name. In line with Gladwell's theory, I imagine 10,000 repetitions focusing and believing on a phrase like McKillen's, I have a lavish, steady, dependable income, will guide you to big money. Suede Knight. And Suede Knight, thank you for your thoughtful comment. And it sort of reminds me of, like, even who's that the famous scientist that invented the light bulb? I should know that. It's like the tip of my tongue right now. But he failed 10,000 times, but he didn't give up. He didn't let the doubt stop him. He kept doing it, and he believed. And he was quoted as saying, this isn't the exact quote, but he was quoted as saying that all of those weren't failures. They just showed him 10,000 ways that it couldn't happen. So your perception changes. I mean, that to me you see his mindset. You see why he accomplished everything that he did. Thomas Edison. Jeannie Wise, you're inspiring, and your content does have a positive impact on us. Thank you for all that you do. Janine, thank you, Janine. And look at this very generous $2 super from Matt. Amazing. Thank you very, very much. That is so kind of you. That is so generous. Blessings to you. Who says, I'm winning the Cash 5 game tonight. Woo hoo. So I love the woo hoo. Matt, I wish you good luck. And thank you so much for the generous super. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be the next multimillionaire jackpot winner, Tony Love. Well, Tony, you have to love that. You have to love that comment. Cart Freak. After the Mega Millions change, jackpot increase is 14 million per draw. Powerball average increase is 14 million as well, but there are 3 draws per week, so the jackpot rises faster right now. Cart Freak. Cart Freak, thank you. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for being a member. Hi, Tim, all the way from New Zealand. JPB888. Hello in beautiful New Zealand. And AI podcast with a very generous, very thoughtful, very symbolic $9.99 super. I won the lottery in 1999. I won the Powerball in 1999. So every time I see a super with the 9s in it, it is incredibly thoughtful and symbolic. But AI podcast, thank you very much. 999. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is so kind of you. That's so nice of you. I appreciate this podcast, Tim, and the listener contributors. Claire Sage. Thanks, Claire. Edison. Yes, we were talking about Thomas Edison was the person that we were talking about earlier with the light bulb, who failed 10,000 times but did not give up, did not let the doubt, did not let the fear stop him, kept doing it. Tonight is my night. Slip into luxury lifestyle by winning 70 million. Thanks for the live. Kiran, well, there's 70 million reasons to come onto this show. We can keep you anonymous if you wish. I believe it. Someone hit for $1 million on a scratcher at my local 7-Eleven store. Every day, nay. Wow. So, yeah. So you are in the proximity of a lightning strike, because they say that winning the lottery is like being struck by lightning. And I can tell you that it kind of is, because it is very shocking. It is very surreal. And even just being around a location where that happens, I think is really exciting. So at your local 7-Eleven. Thanks for your comment. Tim, thanks for spreading good energy. Love is win. Born fame, 199. And there we are with the 99 again with the super. Born fame, thank you very much. Thank you. Blessings to you. Thank you for your support. It truly means a lot. So thank you. And I wish you good luck if you're playing the lottery. If you're not, then regardless, I wish you happiness and abundance. Thank you. Every time I make a local store, my lucky new lottery store, they have a big winner like win for life, cash, and once a 186 million mega ball, but it's never me. Lulu Bell, add yet to the end of that comment. And how does that feel if you add yet to the end of that? Anything's possible, but play responsibly. I heard that people in Brazil can now purchase Mega Millions and Powerball tickets online. Do you know if this is true? I do not know if this is true, Clint Crabtree. I've not heard this. To my knowledge, it has to be purchased in the United States, but I will look into it. So thank you very much. And I know Mega Sena in Brazil is very popular. So, but I will look into that. Thank you very much. Tim, you are my good luck charm since finding your channel. I am so positive that I will win Lotto very soon in 2025. My inspiration is Cynthia Stafford's story, but all had incredible stories. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you find inspiration in this channel and with Cynthia's story. I've interviewed her a couple times, and I agree with you. I think is very inspiring. So thank you so much for your comment, and I wish you so much luck. By the way, I'm South African, but I live in the UK. So in my language, Ndiyiza, I'm slaughtering that, but in Ndiniza, I'm not even going to, that's what happens in these lives. Anything can happen. Meaning I'm coming on to the podcast. Ayanda, I love your energy. Thank you, Ayanda. I wish you good luck. Do you think Winners use quick pick or choose your own numbers. Hugs from Brazil. Dennis, most winners use the computer picks, but most people play that way as well. No matter how small you feel, how much you struggle, you are uniquely important, and every good thing can come your way. You've made source in your life for the, I think space, you mean space. You've made space in your life for the blessings. Squalagal. Thank you, Squalagal, for the very, very thoughtful comments. Cynthia Stafford's story was amazing. I've watched her interviews a few times. I'm glad that you found her story inspiring and amazing. And yeah, I really appreciate that. All right, so we do have to get going, but I just want to tell you guys that there are some new interviews coming soon, as well as this dream series that we spoke about earlier, specifically on dreaming about winning the lottery before it happens. Not only my own story, but several other people. It's a very interesting topic, so watch for that coming soon. And if you do play the lottery, of course, I wish you good luck. Anything's possible, but play responsibly, dream big, never spend more than you can afford to lose, but anything is possible. There's also lots of ways in coming into sudden wealth other than or in addition to the lottery. But the lottery is also one of the ways it can happen. Anything is possible. Try telling a lottery winner you can't win. I mean, most lottery winners aren't going to agree with that because it is possible. Destiny favors the dreamers, but play responsibly. That's very important. And AI podcasts, thank you so much again for another very generous super with the 9s in it, $4.99. Thank you so much. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Thank you for your support. And hit the like button. Chakra Love Guidance says yes. Thank you. Thank you, Chakra Love. But if you appreciate what we're doing here on this channel, hit the like button. It signals to YouTube and to me that you appreciate what we're doing, and it means a lot. So if you appreciate that, then smash the like button. Destiny favors the dreamers. And Desiree, amen. Nicole Latrice White, and good luck to all. Hi guys, I've been listening for about 6-year-old grandson. Power, luck, thoughts to everyone in the room. Daryl, yes. All right, so we are gonna get going. Where's this comment I've been trying to pull up? Someone said, good luck to all. Here it is, Janine. Okay, we're going to end on that one. If you're watching this, then good luck to you. Listen to Janine. She is wishing you good luck. I am wishing you good luck, but play responsibly. Anything's possible. We will see you guys soon.